Hello and welcome to 16 Ounce Cinema's Director's Gallery. I'm TJ here with Michael.
Yep.
And we are on to Mario Bava's Kill Baby Kill from, I didn't write down the year.
Oh no, neither did I.
That's the kind of podcast we are. We can't even tell you what year. Let's just say 1997.
1966.
Okay, I was close.
Yeah,
I was like denominations of 3, right?
Uh-huh.
No. Okay. It opens, and obviously now, the first thing I want to say is, looking at Tim Lucas's book, he gets a little excited about what he thinks this movie inspired.
Oh. What did he think this movie inspired?
Twin Peaks. He thinks it inspired an episode of the Pokemon.
All right.
Basically anything with like a killer kid and a ball, it's suddenly like, oh, it's Kill Baby Kill. They're homaging Kill Baby Kill.
So Tim Lucas is a moron.
Like, he has a page and a half of all the different. Some of them are valid. Like, what's his name did a horror short.
I'm unsure that little girl killer with a toy ball is like groundbreaking stuff, though.
Okay, so Fellini did one with a demonic angel child with a ball, and his was totally influenced because they actually worked in the same offices.
Sure.
You can talk while I try to look up if we want to hear some more absurd references.
I do want
but
to see.
The Pokemon is the extent.
I could see the inspiration. Was there? I don't know. I didn't watch enough of Twin Peaks to know if there's a little girl with a ball, but I mean, I guess I could see him going, "Oh, I want a little girl with a ball." I remember vaguely this other fucking movie with Bava made. You know?
Yes, he does mention. Okay, let's see. Lars von Trier's The Kingdom featured a narrative thread about a psychic patient who finds herself communicating with the unquiet ghost of a young girl.
So what you're saying is that this movie is basically for our other co-host, Bjork, who loves Twin Peaks, and von Trier.
No, because these are so tenuous. He says, the ghost doesn't look anything like the ghost in Kill Baby Kill. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah,
but the
ghost
tone
in Kill
is the
Baby
same.
Kill just looks like a girl. There's no ghost-like qualities.
He's saying the remake of the Avengers, because it had a serial repeating room, so a person runs through a door into a room, and then there's a door on the opposite end, and they run through that, but it enters back into that same first
I'm sorry,
door
this sounds like a worthless book.
But that's not an influence from this, that's like influence from John Cocteau, where like Bava got his influence for the surrealism in this from. What else? Wait. He mentions Tamagotchi. It's like because there's a ghost of a little girl named Ting Ting in a movie called Tamagotchi. Not, he doesn't think Tamagotchis at least are inspired by that. Of course, we said Twin Peaks. But then he goes further and throws in Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. He talks about the TV show The Prisoner from the late 60s. And like I said, that episode of Pokemon.
All right, whatever. I'm not in on this.
I will add one that he misses along the same vein. It clearly inspired Richard Donner for the opening of Lethal Weapon, where a young girl throws herself from a tall height.
Okay, you think this specifically was a direct? Oh, you're kidding. Okay.
You can.
Oh my goodness. There's I don't think you like this movie, but this was voted in a Time Out magazine as the 56th horror ever all time. Throwing that out there.
It has not aged well. And
usually when people say that, they mean like it hasn't aged well culturally for its themes. What do you mean it didn't age well? Like it's just not a good movie?
The pacing is so piss poor.
Oh, okay.
So this I've seen this movie twice now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this most recent time, I was watching in the middle of the afternoon, and after about an hour, I just went and took a nap. Like, I was out. I took an hour and a half nap in the middle of this movie. I just turned it off and went to bed.
See, I thought you would dig it because it's all the ambience and the amount of fog everywhere. I thought it would just keep you hard.
Which is weird because it's basically a better Hammer movie, right? And I can sit through those boring ass Hammer movies and I'm fine. But
well, at least you called it a better version of a hammer, so that's fine.
Right, it is.
We don't disagree too much.
Style. The story is, despite being very slowly paced, there's no nothing extraneous. Like Hammer sometimes fills you with just stuff you don't need before getting to 10 minutes of something happening at the end.
That's weird. I'm usually the one to notice this is what I was slow and boring. I thought I didn't think that at all. This one, I was like, this is all pretty cool.
Well, this is to the point where I was like, because I knew I'd watched it like 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled my old review, and in my old review, I said I fell asleep 5 times watching it. I had to watch it in 5 sittings.
Oh wow! Okay,
so apparently, even well, maybe I guess watching just for sheer pleasure, I fell asleep more when I was more stimulated, taking notes and trying to pay attention to everything with a purpose. I was able to hold out a little bit longer. But yeah, I think part of the problem is the music. And
like the dreaminess of it, or what?
Well, I didn't write down, but the composer, whoever's credited as a composer, said he has no memory of working on this movie.
Yeah, you saw that.
Yeah, which is probably true because it's all stock library music.
Uh-huh.
So I think that might be part of my problem. And it's all orange. Like, everything looks cool, but that palette is just orange-brown.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of, it gets just to be boring to the eye, to me.
Mm-hmm.
Until the end, then we have play with color and, some surrealism, the repeating room, and the nauseating, spiral staircase and stuff like that.
I never liked that. I always get dizzy.
His boy Lamberto was assistant director.
Who that?
Lamberto Bava.
Oh.
His son.
Wife?
He directed
his son. Okay.
Yeah, he directed some stuff on it. Well,
does he do anything cool? Did he take up after his father?
I always forget his big one, and that's embarrassing because I should know it by heart. But I mix up Lamberto Bava and all those other guys in the 80s. Once you get to the 80s Italian directors, I always blend them together. So he did Demons. That's it. I wanted to say Demons, but I was afraid of being wrong. Demons is his big one.
Also a movie called Blast Fighter. That's not a remake of Mad Max. I want to watch Blast Fighter.
All right, directed by Bava. So you asked if that was his wife, and speaking of, is that a man or a woman?
Oh,
you must have read about the creepy little girl.
No,
it was a boy.
What?
Yes, Bava auditioned lots and lots of girls trying to find one with the right look, and he was having trouble. And one of the producer's little boys was there, and he's like, "Oh wait, he has the perfect look. Let's put him in a wig and a dress," which he wasn't crazy about, but he did it.
Yes.
And so, the little girl, Melissa Grops, that's a boy.
That's crazy.
What makes it even better is his name is Valerio, and so according to Tim Lucas in his book, Bava, to get him to make the right kind of menacing looks, would call him while he was getting ready to record. He would say, Valeria, pardissimo, Valerio. So he would call him by the female form of his name to piss him off, to get him to glare for the camera.
It's shit you can't do nowadays, my goodness.
Right, yeah.
Or maybe it'd be more acceptable. Who knows? Actually, I don't know. Actually, now that I think about it. All right, let's get to the movie.
All right.
Starts with a lot of moaning. Oh, it was pretty. I actually really basically a woman so distressed that she's running towards a debilitated mansion and just moaning. The wind's moaning, and she's so distressed she just falls down a stairs and dies, right? And then the credits play over her fucking corpse for 5 minutes. It's great.
It is a strong opening. It holds so much promise. And then we meet the coroner.
And is that the doctor? Or is that no, that's a different
person. The coroner's our main fella.
Yeah.
I think I just wrote down trivia like I always do. And
there's one. Who's named Monica? Is that the main chick?
Yeah, Erica.
Okay, so sometimes like she goes somewhere and then someone's like Monica, Monica, like several times during the movie, right? And
Are
my
you talking
favorite,
about the not the witch, not Ruth?
yeah. Well, I don't know.
Okay.
One of them is called fucking Monica. I don't know. I
Yeah,
think
the witch is
it's the
Ruth,
main good girl.
and
Yeah,
Monica is
our
the main
lady.
other good girl. Yeah.
And my favorite comedian, who's now dead, Greg Giraldo, he has this bit about like New York City, how like you don't see anything like you see in New York City. So he has this one bit where he's like Monica's sitting in like a train station or something, and then someone's like, hey Monica, yo, you got AIDS, yo." And he says the name Monica, Monica, just like in this movie. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, "You got AIDS, yo!"
Just imagining that Monica.
I loved it. I was so happy you reminded me of that.
I could see that adding to the enjoyment of this movie.
Because yeah, it doesn't happen 3 times. It happens like 5 or 6 times in the movie. So.
Yeah, I was excited as the movie began. I noticed because of the Tim Lucas book. Kruger, where is he at? The inspector guy that the coroner first meets up with.
Oh, yeah.
You might not have recognized him because of the pixelation, but that's actually Carter, the bad guy from Gunmen from Nebraska, or Savage Gringo, that we hated so much. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have known if I hadn't read the book, because I wouldn't have looked up who this guy was.
He was the main bad guy?
He was.
Oh,
he
wow.
was Carter.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
You could probably do a screenshot of each movie and not be able to tell because that YouTube version is so
that's
muddy.
Funny. Probably not. Yeah.
We get a healthy dose of fog, so I was excited about that.
All the townsfolk are superstitious as fuck about everything.
This was actually filmed in a small Italian village that didn't get electricity or running water until the 90s.
Oh wow!
I mean, there's set stuff too, and he did some mats. And
the 90s? That's crazy.
I know.
We had electricity on my rabbit farm in communist Poland in the 80s. What the fuck?
Lucas just drops that in the book, like, without any, like, he'll tell you...
That should have been 2 pages.
He'll tell you an extra's life story, but he won't explain this village not having electricity and running water until the 90s. He just said, it made filming difficult. Like, yeah, okay, but tell me more about this village, man.
Yeah, that after this movie came out, didn't get electricity for 30 more years.
And he had, of the villa, he said that it was owned by a handsome rich man who later had to sell it because he was kidnapped and the villa was sold for the ransom money.
Oh boy, wait, the fuck?
That they filmed the Graps villa.
Yeah. All right. Crazy. There's also a fine-ass redhead with green eyes.
Yeah.
She changes her eyes and hair, I think, throughout the movie, or towards the end, or maybe the pixelation goes crazy.
Monica is kind of like almost not a character to me.
Don't say her name.
Monica. Okay,
Yo,
I'll call her Erica, the actress's name.
Oh, all right.
I love every scene is just full. So the set design is so full of stuff.
Yeah, it's very cluttered.
Bava just went crazy. And I can see how this movie actually ran out of money, so Bava didn't get paid for directing it.
Oh.
I guess he really bought too many props.
There's one shot in the cemetery with all that fog, with that when we first meet the kid swinging on the swing. I like that a lot. Yeah. That's cool. He put like the swing on the swing, or the camera on the swing, and just swung it. There's
a lot of really good shots, but then there's so many shots between them that I just got bored. Like, there's a scene where the young girl is, like, entranced by Melissa to impale herself in the neck on, like, a little coat rack. That was
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
So good.
I like that. She just did it, too. I like that. Even if you are being mind melded, like, it must take a lot of will to put your neck through a little, metal piece of, like, candle. Stick.
Right? Yeah, that's a determination. That is a possession right there.
For sure. There's one scene where like one of the characters like I think it's the witch. She's like, it's something your science can't understand, and I had to take a break. I was like, fuck this movie.
There's some good quotes like, "You should never have touched that dead girl." That's good advice in any situation.
For sure. Yeah, you find a dead girl, you don't touch her. All of a sudden you're a criminal.
No touch. I have another quote, but it's completely out of context. So I don't remember why. It's just, "We're stupid, Paul."
I think it's probably every townsperson said that. That's what.
Yeah. But going back
did you see those fucking gauntlet arm candles throughout the movie?
Well, see, that's from Cocteau. That was in his Beauty and the Beast from the 40s. Yes. They're awesome. And in his Beauty and the Beast, they, like, come to life.
Dude, I spent, like, 20 minits looking for them. I was like, I got them. I need them right now. I don't care if they cost $600.
Oh, yeah, they're totally, like, I'll get the
I mean, not them
Beauty and the
specifically
Beast.
from the movie, but, like, you know.
If you like that weird kind of stuff like that, like, so much of this is inspired by, Blood of the Poet. I brought to, the Dreams episode of 16 Ounce Cinema. That part of that,
John
some of like that stuff. Part of that stuff when the coroner is like lost in the halls of the estate. That's like all heavily inspired by Blood of the Poet, but then the design and definitely those torches is from the Beauty and the Beast, which is on a Criterion Channel streaming or HBO Max right now.
Cool.
I definitely recommend that one. It's really cool. I want to see it again after watching this. It's paced better too.
Yeah.
Going back to you said the thing about like, you know, science doesn't understand. This is from a woman who thinks that barbed wire is medicine. Those girls having all these like
that's right.
It's haunted, and they wrap her in. But it's not barbed wire; it's like thorny branch.
It's thorny, but it's basically barbed wire. It's
they just wrap her, and so of course she can't sleep and ends up taking it off because barbed wire is not medicine.
You know what we're terrible at? We're terrible at actually saying what the fucking movie's about. I think if you just listen to this episode so far, everyone's like, "What are you even watching?" But it's about it's basically about a couple of witches. One of them brings back their one of their siblings as or offspring as a murderess or something, and they start murdering the town.
It's basically there's this old woman who I guess blames the town for her daughter's death because no one came to help the daughter when she like fell from a height and tried to ring the bell tower to get help. So she blames the whole town, and her hate and her rage at that like conjures up this vengeful ghost in the form of her daughter, who goes out and starts killing the townsfolk. And then she has another daughter who she basically gave up so that she wouldn't be killed by this rage, who has a different name, who comes back at the same time as the coroner comes to investigate why so many people are suddenly dying. The only thing it really doesn't explain is, like, it seems like 20 or 30 years have passed since the daughter died. It doesn't really explain why the deaths are just suddenly ramping up.
Yeah, right? It's just, I don't know either. I don't know if we were supposed to contextualize it, but I didn't get it. It just started happening for no reason.
It's really, like, it makes sense, like, okay, there's now this legend enough. Like, I definitely felt there was 20 to 30 years have passed.
Yeah.
And they do a good job of, like, now the townspeople have incorporated it into legend. But yeah, it doesn't make any sense why suddenly it's becoming a bigger deal than it has been for the last 3 decades. Mm-hmm. Like, why she's suddenly killing more.
Yeah, maybe she had to ramp up her power. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes witches got to be doing that. That's all I really have to say. I mean, I made some notes, but it's just about the movie. I dug it a lot. Yeah. I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. You not so much.
I think I gave it 3 out of 5
officially. All right. Yeah.
So, like, there's a lot of great style in it, and its influence is certainly felt in a lot of things, although maybe not quite as specifically as Tim Lucas says in his book, I would argue.
Not Pokemon, possibly.
I think, Pokemon, that just might be let's say a cultural subconscious thing, not some Japanese animator specifically looking to Bava. Yeah. Oh, and there was that painting of Melissa I thought I would look up and try to get for you. Do you remember? It's like the little girl with like ghostly skulls and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Although I guess you probably still prefer that like gargoyle from the first one from...
Oh, the titties? Yeah.
The big giant griffin vulture gargoyle. With the breasts.
I would still love that.
I think that still stands out.
Along with my gauntlet candle arm holders.
Yes. You just have an entire home decorated by Mario Bava. It'd be so cluttered.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, just like these movies, it'd be fine.
Yeah, okay.
I just have to dust some more. So next we have Dr. Goldfoot and the Girl Bomb.
I can't wait. Starring Vincent Price.
I am excited, to be honest. It has a great poster. Is at least
all of these have amazing
big
posters.
Fat atom bombs with like people super. There's like a dude on a horsey. There's chicks in bikinis, obviously. Lots of chicks with bikinis. Some fucking guy that looks just disgruntled selling you like a hoagie or something. I love it.
What do they say? Dr. Goldfoot and the girl. Oh, there's apparently a Dr. Goldfoot and the Bikini Machines.
Oh.
Or Machine, not directed by Bava.
Oh.
So we're actually watching a sequel to Dr. Goldfoot.
Oh.
Well, I guess more on that next time.
Uh-oh. Are we watching the English or Italian version? Because the Italian release is markedly different.
Oh, gee.
Guess whatever we can find, huh?
I guess. I really want to hear Vincent Price's voice. But I guess I'll have to decide. Maybe we have to do both.
There's in the English version, there's less Vincent Price.
Oh, well, that settles that.
Wait, is that true? Hang on. The Italian release is markedly different from the English language edition, with more screen time spent on Franco and Ciccio and less on Vincent Price. So I guess the Italian's less.
I see. Tim Lucas says the Italian version was far more entertaining.
Oh. You know what? I would have gone with Tim Lucas before his fucking Pokemon shenanigans.
Yeah, we went cuckoo on the Pokemon. His credibility took a little hit. All right.
All right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.